Hi everyone, welcome to my plan with me video. Before I start, if I sound a little nasally or a little bit funny, it's because I have allergies and they are really bad right now. So we're gonna try and get through this and hopefully, by the end of it, you can laugh about it. Just to start out this video, I'm gonna flip through March. This is an Artist Loft journal from Michaels. I really wanted to try this because one, my mom got 4 of them for me for Christmas. They're only $5 at Michaels, so I wanted to see if it was comparable to the Leuchtturm. And so far it's pretty good. I'm not going to say too much about it because I am going to do a video halfway through this journal and all the way through this journal. With this new bullet journal, I've decided to go with weekly themes instead of monthly themes, and so far, best decision of my life. I don't know what took me so long to do it. It's so much fun, guys. So much fun. And overall with this bullet journal, I've had a lot more laid back approach. I haven't really been as uptight about how it looks and how precise everything is, and honestly, again, best decision of my life. With this bullet journal, since it was so cheap, I just kind of wanted to put caution to the wind, along with my word of the year, which is fearless. But I just really wanted to throw caution to the wind and just see what I could do in a journal. And our April plan with me begins with looking at the planning page and the intro page. This intro page is actually going to have a full time-lapse video for it. A lot of you voted on my Instagram that you wanted to see it, so next week there should hopefully be a video of this being made from beginning to end. I used quite a few pens in this plan with me video. I'll have all of them in the description. And I'm pretty much using all the ones I showed in the video throughout this entire theme, so there's not really much I have to omit from that. So for April, I'm trying some new things, squishing things together, but keeping it pretty similar to March. I realized I didn't do a March plan with me video. Life just got super busy. So like I said, April is a mushroom theme, and it's kind of a slower pace plan with me video. But it's also one of my shortest videos. I don't know how that happened. I kind of wanted to do it at a slower pace and just kind of a more choppy editing style. One, because I'm editing a little bit differently just to see what I can do and just to make it more interesting for you guys. And also to kind of cut back on time, like rather than just doing one big time lapse, I'm trying to make it a little bit more interesting. Starting off with April, I'm changing back to the one-page calendar again. I really did not like that calendar I used for March. I didn't use it at all. I didn't even try to look at it most of the time. That's a lie. I did try to use it, but I couldn't do it, guys. It wasn't working out. And along with the one page, I'm adding a dashboard sort of thing for collections and trackers I didn't have a full page for, or I didn't want a full page for. My reading tracker I used to have a full page for, but I just been in a slump all year with reading, and I didn't really want to use a full page for it if I didn't need to. So I just did a little bit of a tracker, so it's kind of a half a page habit tracker, along with some income, because that's really the only thing I tracked in my finance tracker. So I pretty much got rid of my finance tracker, put my bills on my calendar instead, and have my income on the side of it. So yeah, this sort of monthly dashboard thing to the side of my calendar is just a big conglomeration, if that's even a word, of just things that I like to track but didn't want a full page for, in a sense. For some reason, I got a lot of ghosting with the red Tombow, especially with the mushrooms. The intro page, it wasn't too bad, but for some reason, as I kept going, it just kept bleeding more, and I'm not really sure why. I'm sure I just went over it more times than I thought, but I just thought it was weird how it ghosted quite a bit. And although this paper isn't as thick or high quality as Leuchtturm, the ghosting isn't too bad. It's not bothering me. It's just I was surprised at how much it showed up on camera and how much it shows up in real life. So yeah, that's one thing I don't really like about how April turned out, but you know, I can live with it. It doesn't bother me too bad. I changed the task list a little bit. I saw a few different kinds of task lists on Instagram lately, and I kind of wanted to try something new just to jazz it up, and I don't know why I did, because I was totally fine with how mine looked in March. I was just craving something different, I guess, and I really don't like how it looked. But the green that I use is not that dark, guys. It's kind of like a medium kind of olivey forest green somewhere in there. And I messed up on my task list, so I just fixed it with a Gellyroll pen from Sakura. Super easy to fix with, it's amazing. So glad I have it. I made quite a few changes to my social media tracker. I don't have a blog calendar anymore. I'm hoping to try backlogging some posts though, because I know a lot of people would rather read it than watch it on YouTube, and I'm really trying to get the motivation to get into my blog, but I've never really been a writer, guys. As much as I want to be one, I'm just not. So I'm gonna try really hard to backlog at least 3 posts next month, or this month, I guess, by the time you guys see this. I'm really trying, guys, I promise. I'm trying to get the readable versions for you. It's just hard to get into it when I'm not super into it, so please be patient with me. I love the social media page. It's so helpful seeing how helpful or how much I hurt Instagram with whatever I do. Last month I didn't really get that many followers, even though I had a little mini giveaway. I was pretty surprised. I pretty much gained 20 followers, lost them all plus some, and then now I'm like breaking even with where I was before. It's really weird. The algorithm's so messed up. But it's really good for staying on track. I've never been so excited to post on Instagram ever since I made this social media page, because I get to look at it every day. So yeah, just make a spread that you really like for something and you're bound to do it, guys. I guess that's how my brain works anyway. I actually posted my memories spread on Instagram from March, and I got the idea from Bujo on the Moon. I love their account. It's so pretty. This is just such a simple design. Before, I was always doing mega lettering and doodles and stuff, and it almost just started feeling like a chore to do my memory spread. So I just nixed the memory spread for a couple months. I just decided not to do it. It was too much work with what was going on. I was almost stressed out because of it, and I just decided to just try this simple one, and I love it, guys. It's such low stress, it's so low maintenance, and I can still look back on it and remember all the things that happened, add to it, and have fun with it, rather than just being like, oh, I have to try and make this look good, blah blah blah. So I love this design. It's so nice and neat and just simple. Love it. And my new expenses tracker is from Holly Loves Planning on Instagram, aka Bullet Journal Zurich, if you followed her back then. She changed her name recently. I love this expenses tracker. Mine, I think, is probably a little bit different than hers. I don't have as many squares, and I believe hers she has in the front of her bullet journal as a long-term collection rather than as a monthly spread. I eat out a lot and probably way too much, so I'm gonna try and guilt myself into not doing that by having this expenses spread. And hopefully by doing that I will not spend as much money, because I feel like I swiped my card every day in March, so I'm trying to stop that. Okay? And because I've had a high baller attitude lately, I couldn't help but add this quote from one of my favorite TY or Ty, whatever his name is, dollar signs songs called Wavy. I couldn't help it. I had to. And then after all that is said and done, all I do is fill in my monthly calendar, and now having my bills on there to save a page is super helpful, because now I feel like I'll actually use my calendar. For the longest time I haven't really ever used my calendar. I've thought about just nixing it and just taking it out altogether, but then I feel like I would be lost without it at the same time. So I'm just trying to put as much into my monthly calendar as possible, so that way I can use it more and just actually feel like I'm using my monthly pretty much. And since I never really looked at my finance tracker a whole lot except to put my income in there anyway, I'm hoping the dashboard will also help with that. And I feel like this was my quickest play with me video ever. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this wasn't too slow or too fast. I'm not really sure how I was able to get to 12 minutes. I'm not really sure how, because usually these are easily over 20 minutes. So I will see you peeps in the next video. Bye bye!